It doesn't exist. Your mind is going to do what your mind does. I had a pretty long chat about this last Tuesday, by the way. But I think it's always worth investigating. Today, I could tell you, hopefully you believe me, but you don't have to if you don't. My mind doesn't do that anymore. In fact, mostly it's an ally. I have very, very few negative patterns. Occasionally, I get caught into thought loops. Certainly, if I'm afraid of something, the anxiety and stress is there, and I'm much, much more prone to get caught into like negative loops or negative conversations or stuff like that. And I have extremely productive ways of dealing with that today. And those are all the things that we work with people long-term in our Awareness Effect Academy. And that's why it's designed to be a long-term program, because we could teach you everything probably in a few hours, right? Like everything that we know, just do these things. You won't do any of them. It's too overwhelming to do it that way.
Yeah.
And certainly, like everything else in life, like if you don't immerse yourself in a certain practice and commit yourself to doing that at least a few times a week, you're not going to make progress. Like none of us are going to learn a language in like just a 2-hour immersion session. Like I'm right now trying to teach myself Spanish again. I'm committed to 15 minutes a day for a variety of reasons. Number one, that's all I can give. Number two, that's all the attention I really have at this point in time. You know, I have 2 young children at home.
Yeah.
I'm mostly under-resourced. I'm like, you know, more tired than I would probably be otherwise. And I just did this neurofeedback training, and they claimed that there was a 21-day period of like neurogenesis at the level that you have when you're a child. And I'm like, good time to learn a language, or at least
that's awesome.
Or at least to start to learn a language. I've been brushing my teeth with the opposite hand. I've been moving my body in new ways, because I'm like, hey, look, maybe there's this thing. Maybe they're right about what they're saying. But here's the thing I would just want to offer. Going back 30 years ago, they didn't believe that there was any neuroplasticity. They thought the way that you were is the way that you were. Now, anecdotally, people who are doing personal development work knew that that wasn't true, because we could feel that our thoughts are changing. We could feel that we're not reacting to things the same way. That can only happen through neurogenesis. Our brains, just so we're clear, are pattern recognition machines. That's what they do. And generally speaking, the patterns that we're trying to recognize for are things to be afraid of.